The dim hum of the newsroom filled the air as journalist Sophie Tate adjusted her glasses and stared at her screen. The headline, "Trump's Greenland Invasion," flashed before her eyes, a bizarre blend of satire and reality that had taken the internet by storm. For months, whispers of a plan had circulated, an audacious move by former President Donald Trump to acquire Greenland, not through diplomacy, but something far more dramatic. Greenland, Sophie, her editor, Mark, smirked as he leaned over her desk. "You're chasing conspiracy theories now." She shot him a glare. "Conspiracy? This story has legs. Elon Musk, Meta's Zuck, and MAGA backers are all tangled in this. Trust me, it's bigger than anyone thinks." Mark chuckled. "All right, Nancy Drew. Let's see if this iceberg goes deeper than a meme." Sophie dove into her research, uncovering layers of connections that felt more like a spy thriller than political reality. First, there was Musk, who had tweeted, "Greenland, the next frontier?" Stay tuned. The world dismissed it as a joke, but Musk's cryptic humor always veiled his actual plans. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta had quietly launched a VR campaign featuring Greenland's icy landscapes as the next metaverse paradise. Coincidence? Sophie didn't think so. Then there was Trump. During a recent rally, he had veered off script, declaring, "Greenland is beautiful. Big, open space. Tremendous potential. Believe me, we'll make it happen." The crowd erupted into cheers, their MAGA hats bobbing like boys in a sea of red. Are they actually planning something, or is this just another stunt? Sophie muttered under her breath, scrolling through encrypted forums. That's when she found it, a leaked document titled Operation Icebound. Her heart raced as she schemed the details. Musk's SpaceX was reportedly scouting Greenland for rare earth minerals. Meta was building a digital replica of the territory for VR integration, and Trump. He was allegedly rallying support for a private acquisition team, backed by MAGA donors, to negotiate a deal or force one. Sophie couldn't believe her eyes. "This is madness," she whispered. The emotional weight of the discovery hit her like a freight train. If true, this wasn't just a geopolitical gamble, it was an outright heist under the guise of progress. She felt a pang of despair, thinking of Greenland's indigenous communities who would be swept aside by billionaire ambitions and political theatrics. Determined to uncover more, Sophie called her trusted source, Alex, a former White House aide turned whistleblower. "Sophie, you don't know what you're getting into," Alex said, his voice tight with unease. "I don't care, Alex. If they're planning to strip Greenland for profit, the world needs to know." Alex sighed heavily. "All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Musk, Meta, and Trump are in talks unofficially, of course. The Greenland thing? It's about dominance. Minerals, tech, land. They want it all." Sophie gripped the phone tighter. "And the invasion rumors? Not military, but economic, and digital. Think of it as a corporate conquest with MAGA spin. They're leveraging public opinion to make it seem patriotic, but it's a smokescreen for greed." Her blood boiled. "Thanks, Alex. Stay safe." As she hung up, Sophie stared out the window, her resolve hardening. The snow-covered streets of New York felt eerily connected to the icy expanses of Greenland. Somewhere out there, the groundwork for this insane plot was already being laid. And she was going to expose it all, no matter the cost. Sophie Tate sat hunched over her desk, her eyes flicking back and forth across the screen as her fingers moved over the keyboard, typing furiously. The story she had uncovered was much bigger than she could have ever imagined. What started as an investigation into Trump's mysterious comments about Greenland had quickly spiraled into something far more sinister. The documents she had uncovered leaked internal memos, cryptic emails, and encrypted communications painted a picture of a secretive, high-stakes game being played by some of the most powerful figures in the world. At the center of it all, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, each with their own hidden agenda. The plan, as Sophie soon discovered, wasn't just about Trump's offhand remarks about Greenland. No, it was something far more dangerous. It was about control over the resources, control over the media narrative, and control over the future of America's global standing. The players involved weren't just interested in a deal for Greenland. They were plotting a massive power grab on an international scale. And if they succeeded, it would change the world forever. It wasn't long before Sophie's phone buzzed with an encrypted message from her source, a well-placed insider inside Meta's corporate headquarters. The message was simple, yet chilling. "They're moving faster than we thought." Musk's meeting with the Pentagon was just the beginning. Greenland isn't the real prize. They're after something far bigger. Watch the tech angle. Sophie's heart raced. She knew the tech angle had to be something serious, something that tied the world's largest tech billionaires together in a way that no one had anticipated. She dug deeper into her files, connecting the dots. Meta's increasing investments in AI, Musk's plans for neural tech and space exploration, and Trump's public statements about the importance of global power were all coming together like pieces of a puzzle she wasn't ready to solve. Yet, she had no choice but to push forward. She dialed her contact, Alex, who had been her key source within the White House during Trump's administration. After a few rings, the phone picked up. "Sophie," Alex's voice came through low and tense. "I don't know how you found out, but you need to stop digging into this. They're watching." Sophie didn't hesitate. "I'm not stopping, Alex. They're after more than just Greenland. I know it. Musk, Zuckerberg, Trump, they're working together, behind the scenes. And it's bigger than anything we've ever seen. I need you to tell me what you know about their secret meetings." There was a long pause before Alex spoke again, sounding more guarded than before. "All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Musk's deal with the Pentagon isn't just about military tech, it's about gaining access to one of the largest mineral deposits in the world. And Greenland. It's the key to it all. They're making a power play for control of the world's resources, Sophie. It's all linked to their global tech dominance. Zuckerberg has already started building a virtual reality platform based on that very terrain. Think of it like the metaverse but in the real world." Sophie's mind raced. She felt a cold chill run down her spine as the implications of Alex's words hit her. This wasn't just a geopolitical gambit. This was an effort to monopolize the world's future, and all three of them, Trump, Musk, and Zuckerberg, were part of it. They had the power to change the course of history in ways no one could imagine. "Why Greenland?" Sophie asked, barely able to keep her voice steady. "The resources, Sophie. Greenland's natural resources are some of the richest on Earth. Rare minerals, rare earth elements, everything they need for their tech AI, electric cars, neural interfaces. It's all there." Sophie closed her eyes for a moment, trying to absorb it all. This was no longer just a story about a president with a wild idea about buying a country. This was the beginning of something massive, a covert power grab that could change the balance of the world's economies, the very fabric of society itself. "Is there a way to stop them?" Sophie asked quietly. Alex was silent for a beat. The only way to stop them is to expose the truth. But be careful, Sophie. These people don't play by the rules. They're too powerful. And once you start pulling on that thread, there's no turning back. Sophie's resolve hardened. She had already come this far, and there was no backing down now. She was going to tell the world the truth, no matter the cost. She clicked the keyboard with renewed focus, drafting a report that would shock the world and perhaps change its future forever. As she finished the report, her phone buzzed again, this time with a chilling message from an anonymous source. "You're on the right track. But trust no one. They're already one step ahead." Sophie looked out the window, the sky darkening over the city, knowing that this story was just beginning. And as the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, she could feel the weight of the world shifting beneath her feet. The moment of truth arrived sooner than Sophie had anticipated. As she prepared to release the explosive story that could shake the foundations of global power, she felt the immense weight of the decision settle on her shoulders. This wasn't just a career-defining moment, this was a chance to expose the deepest, most dangerous conspiracy the world had ever seen. She had pieced together the final fragments of the puzzle. Musk's secret meetings with the Pentagon, Zuckerberg's massive investments in the Arctic region, and Trump's veiled comments about Greenland weren't isolated incidents. They were part of a coordinated, high-stakes plan to seize control of the world's most valuable resources, while simultaneously consolidating their dominance over the emerging technologies that would define the future. From AI to space exploration, from renewable energy to virtual reality, these three men were working in the shadows to reshape the globe as they saw fit. And if they succeeded, they would have the power to dictate the world's future for generations to come. Sophie stared at her computer screen, fingers hovering above the keyboard. Her heart raced as she prepared to hit send. The article, now completed, was the culmination of months of investigation, late-night hours spent digging through documents, and countless conversations with anonymous sources. It was the kind of story that could destroy careers or perhaps even lives. But Sophie was ready. Before she could click the button, her phone buzzed. It was a text from Alex, her White House contact. Her stomach dropped as she read the message. "They know you're close. They're coming for you. Be careful." Sophie's pulse quickened. She had suspected the risks, but now the reality of them hit her hard. This wasn't just about exposing a few powerful individuals, it was about exposing a network of corruption, manipulation, and exploitation on a scale she couldn't have imagined. Musk, Zuckerberg, and Trump weren't just tech billionaires and politicians, they were the architects of a new world order, and they would stop at nothing to maintain control. Determined not to back down, Sophie hit send, releasing the story to the world. Never trust him, MAGA, Musk, Meta, and Trump's Greenland Gambit exposed. Within moments, the article went viral. Headlines across the globe picked it up, and social media exploded with shock and disbelief. People couldn't believe what they were reading: Musk, Zuckerberg, and Trump working together in a secret alliance, all in pursuit of Greenland's untapped resources. And all with their own designs for a future of unchallenged power. The truth, buried for so long, was now out in the open. Sophie sat back in her chair, the weight of the moment sinking in. She had done it. She had exposed the plot to the world. But as the notifications kept pouring in, she couldn't shake the feeling that the real battle had just begun. Within hours, Musk released a public statement. He appeared calm, almost too calm, as he spoke to the press. "Let's be clear. I'm committed to the future of humanity, to Mars, and to the advancement of technology. Any suggestion that I or my colleagues have acted inappropriately is purely a distraction. This story is false, and I urge everyone to focus on the real challenges ahead. But the damage had been done. The public wasn't so easily fooled. Musk's attempt at damage control only fueled further suspicion, and his carefully crafted persona as the selfless innovator began to crack. People began to question the true motives behind his lofty ambitions. Was he really trying to save humanity, or was he simply building his own empire on the backs of the world's most vulnerable? Next, Trump fired back, using his favorite weapon, social media. His tweet was direct and scathing. Fake news. Total lie. The truth will come out. As always, I'm the one who will make America great again, and I'll expose anyone who tries to stand in the way of that. But Sophie knew the tide was turning. The truth was out there now, and it had sparked a fire that no amount of tweets could extinguish. The conspiracy wasn't just about Greenland anymore. It was about the future of the planet itself, and the world was waking up. Behind closed doors, Zuckerberg remained eerily silent, his team working overtime to cover their tracks. But Sophie knew one thing for sure: this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. The world was on the brink of a new age, and the power brokers who thought they could control it had underestimated the people they sought to manipulate. Sophie's phone buzzed again. This time, it was a message from an anonymous source. "You did the right thing. They won't stop now, but neither will we. We're watching." She took a deep breath and stared out her window, the city skyline stretching before her. The storm was far from over, but Sophie had lit the spark. She had exposed the forces behind the curtain, and there was no going back now. The world would never be the same.